Welcome to War Bios, the podcast where we delve into the lives of history's most fascinating military figures. Today, we set sail on a journey to explore the extraordinary life of John Paul Jones, the father of the American Navy. Born on July 6, 1747, in Kirkbean, Scotland, Jones would go on to etch his name in the annals of naval history, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire and influence maritime warfare to this day. As we navigate the early years of John Paul Jones's life, we find ourselves in the picturesque coastal village of Kirkbean, nestled in the southwestern region of Scotland. The thatched roofs of the cottages, the sound of seagulls crying overhead, and the salty scent of the sea air all combine to transport us to a bygone era. His birthplace, a humble cottage near the Solway Firth, would prove to be a fitting beginning for a man destined to spend his life at sea. The Solway Firth, with its treacherous tides and rich maritime history, was a formidable neighbor, shaping the lives of those who lived along its shores. Jones was the youngest of 4 children born to John Paul, a gardener, and his wife, Jean Macduff. The family's modest means and rural surroundings instilled in young John a strong work ethic and an appreciation for the harsh yet beautiful Scottish landscape. Growing up in 18th century Scotland, Jones was surrounded by the sights and sounds of the sea. The Solway Firth, with its majestic vessels sailing into and out of the nearby port of Whitehaven, would become his playground and eventual catalyst for a life of adventure. As a young boy, Jones would often watch the ships, mesmerized by their billowing sails, the creaking of their wooden hulls, and the stories of far-off lands they brought with them. These early experiences sparked an insatiable curiosity in Jones, driving him to learn as much as he could about the sea and its many wonders. He would spend hours listening to the tales of seasoned sailors, who regaled him with stories of battles fought and won, of storms weathered, and of exotic ports visited. The Paul family's circumstances took a turn for the better when John Paul, Sr., secured a position as a gardener at the nearby Arbigland estate. This new role not only improved the family's financial situation, but also provided young John with access to the estate's extensive library. The musty smell of old books, the feel of parchment beneath his fingers, and the whispered secrets of the authors all combined to ignite a passion for reading and learning in Jones. He devoured books on history, navigation, and science, teaching himself the fundamental principles of seamanship and the art of war. The seeds of his future success as a naval commander were sown in these quiet moments of study as he began to grasp the intricacies of tactics, strategy, and leadership. As Jones entered his teenage years, he became increasingly drawn to the sea, and in 1760, at the age of 13, he began his maritime apprenticeship aboard a local ship. This marked the beginning of a long and arduous journey, one that would take him from the familiar waters of the Solway Firth to the distant shores of America and beyond. The early influences of his life, the rugged Scottish coastline, the stories of seasoned sailors, and the books that lined the shelves of Arbigland Estate's library had instilled in Jones a sense of adventure, a thirst for knowledge, and an unwavering determination to make a name for himself on the high seas. The historical context of Jones's early years was marked by the tumultuous events of the mid-18th century. The War of the Austrian Succession had recently drawn to a close, and the British Empire was expanding its reach across the globe. The seeds of rebellion were being sown in the American colonies, and the world was on the cusp of a revolution that would change the course of history. It was against this backdrop that John Paul Jones began his journey. A young man with a burning ambition to succeed as a sailor, a commander, and a leader. The 7 Years' War, which had ended just a few years prior, had left its mark on the world, and the naval powers of Europe were vying for dominance. The British Navy, in particular, was undergoing a period of significant transformation, with advancements in ship design, tactics, and technology. As Jones's maritime career progressed, he found himself increasingly drawn to the American colonies, where the seeds of rebellion were being sown like a tempest brewing on the horizon. In 1773, at the age of 26, he arrived in Philadelphia, a city teeming with revolutionary fervor, its streets abuzz with passionate debates and clandestine meetings. It was here that he met prominent figures such as Benjamin Franklin, whose sagacity and wit would later prove invaluable to Jones's naval endeavors, and Robert Morris, who would become a crucial supporter of the Continental Navy's fledgling efforts. As Jones navigated the city's vibrant social scene, he became enamored with the colonists' quest for independence, their fervor igniting a fire within him that would burn brightly throughout his life. Jones's experiences in the colonies, combined with his strong sense of justice and liberty, ultimately led him to join the American cause. He was drawn to the colonists' passion for self-governance and their determination to challenge the British Empire's authority. As he delved deeper into the revolutionary movement, Jones began to see the war as not only a struggle for independence, but also a battle for the principles of freedom and democracy. This ideological awakening would shape his naval career, influencing his tactical decisions and informing his interactions with other commanders. In 1775, Jones was commissioned as a first lieutenant in the Continental Navy, marking the beginning of his illustrious naval career. He quickly proved himself to be a skilled and fearless commander, earning the respect of his peers and superiors alike. His maritime expertise, honed through years of experience on British merchant ships, served him well as he adapted to the unique challenges of naval warfare in the American context. On November 1, 1775, Jones took command of the USS Providence, a small but swift ship that would become his first command. Under his leadership, the Providence captured several British prizes, including the HMS Margaretta, which was taken on June 17, 1776. One notable event that showcases Jones's cunning and bravery occurred on April 10, 1778, when he led a daring raid on the British port of Whitehaven. With a small crew, Jones snuck into the harbor under cover of darkness, avoiding the sleepy watchfulness of the British sentries. As they approached the docked ships, Jones's men set fire to several British vessels, causing significant damage and disruption to the enemy's supply lines. The raid was a masterclass in stealth and surprise, demonstrating Jones's ability to think creatively and push the boundaries of conventional naval tactics. This bold exploit earned him widespread recognition and admiration, both within the Continental Navy and among the American public. Jones's most famous engagement, however, took place on September 23, 1779, when he commanded the USS Bonhomme Richard in a fierce battle against the British warship HMS Serapis. The two vessels clashed off the coast of Flamborough Head, England, in a brutal and intense fight that lasted for hours. Despite being outgunned and outnumbered, Jones refused to surrender, famously declaring, "I have not yet begun to fight," as his ship took heavy damage. This iconic phrase has become synonymous with Jones's unwavering determination and unshakable courage in the face of overwhelming odds. As the battle raged on, Jones managed to lash his ship to the Serapis, creating an unstable but advantageous platform for a boarding party. With a fierce cry of, "Follow me!" Jones led his men onto the British vessel, where they engaged in hand-to-hand combat with the enemy crew. This stunning victory cemented Jones's reputation as a brilliant and fearless naval commander, earning him international acclaim and recognition. His bravery and tactical genius had secured a crucial victory for the American colonies, striking a significant blow against the British Navy and demonstrating the effectiveness of the Continental Navy's hit-and-run tactics. As news of his exploits spread, Jones became a celebrated hero in America and a respected figure among European naval circles. The French in particular were impressed by Jones's audacity and strategic thinking, and he would later receive accolades from King Louis XVI himself. Throughout his career, Jones maintained close relationships with prominent figures such as John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and Benjamin Franklin, who admired his courage, intelligence, and unwavering dedication to the American cause. His correspondence with these individuals provides valuable insights into his thoughts on naval strategy, diplomacy, and the conduct of war. As Jones navigated the complex web of alliances and rivalries during the Revolutionary War, he consistently demonstrated a deep understanding of the geopolitical landscape and a keen sense of strategic thinking. He was acutely aware of the delicate balance between France and Britain, recognizing that American independence depended on the support of European powers. Jones's contributions to the development of the American Navy cannot be overstated. He played a crucial role in shaping the service's early years, advocating for improved training, better ship design, and more effective tactics. His experiences during the Revolutionary War informed his writings on naval warfare, which would later influence generations of American naval officers. As the Continental Navy evolved into the United States Navy, Jones's legacy continued to inspire and guide its development, ensuring that the principles of courage, initiative, and strategic thinking remained at the heart of American naval tradition. His commitment to innovation and adaptability helped shape the Navy's doctrine, paving the way for future generations of American sailors to excel in their own right. In 1787, he was approached by Catherine the Great of Russia, who sought to modernize her naval forces and tap into Jones's vast experience as a commander. This marked a significant turning point in his career, as he spent several years in Russian service, rising to the rank of Rear Admiral and implementing reforms that would later influence the development of the Russian Navy. During his tenure in Russia, Jones introduced new tactics and training methods that emphasized the importance of speed, maneuverability, and adaptability on the high seas. He recognized that the key to success lay not only in the bravery of individual sailors, but also in the coordinated efforts of a well-trained crew. As he once observed, "A ship without a crew is like a sword without a soldier, useless and unworthy of its name." These words capture the essence of Jones's philosophy, which emphasized the importance of teamwork, strategy, and innovation on the battlefield. Despite his successes abroad, Jones's personal life was marked by turmoil and disappointment. He never married and had few close relationships, preferring the solitude of the sea to the complexities of human connection. As he grew older, Jones became increasingly disillusioned with the politics of war and the treatment of veterans, feeling that his own contributions had been overlooked and underappreciated. The weight of his experiences, combined with the isolation he imposed upon himself, took a profound toll on his mental and physical health. In 1792, Jones returned to Paris, where he died on July 18, 1792, at the age of 45, surrounded by the city's grandeur and beauty. The circumstances of his death are somewhat mysterious, but it is believed that he succumbed to a combination of illness and exhaustion, his body weakened by the cumulative effects of years at sea and the emotional burdens he carried. For over a century, his remains lay in a Parisian cemetery, forgotten by all but a handful of historians and enthusiasts, a poignant reminder of the transience of human memory and the fleeting nature of fame. It wasn't until 1906 that Jones's body was finally rediscovered and repatriated to the United States, where it was reinterred with full military honors at the Naval Academy in Annapolis. As visitors approach the tomb, they are struck by the sense of reverence that pervades the atmosphere, a palpable reminder of the profound impact Jones had on American history and the values he embodied: courage, honor, and a commitment to excellence. His legacy serves as a powerful inspiration, urging us to strive for excellence in all that we do, whether on the battlefield or in the quiet moments of reflection. Jones's emphasis on tactical genius, combined with his commitment to honor and integrity, helped establish the United States as a major maritime power, capable of competing with the great navies of Europe. The human cost of war, however, was never far from Jones's mind. He understood that conflict exacts a terrible toll on individuals and societies, leaving deep scars that can take generations to heal. As he navigated the complexities of war and diplomacy, Jones remained acutely aware of the importance of compassion, empathy, and restraint, recognizing that true greatness is not solely the product of individual achievement, but also of the values and principles that guide us. He played a crucial role in shaping the country's naval tradition, inspiring generations of sailors and officers to follow in his footsteps. His legacy continues to inspire us, urging us to strive for excellence, to innovate, and to push beyond the boundaries of what is possible. In an era marked by uncertainty and change, Jones's example serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of leadership, character, and vision. That's all for today's War Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, I'm General Biography reminding you to keep marching toward victory.